What's up, YouTube? Heel Jeff here, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review and results show. We're going to break down Raw, look at the results, see what happened on the post-SummerSlam edition of Raw. So the show starts with them saying Finn Balor is going to have to relinquish the WWE Universal title that he just won less than 24 hours ago at SummerSlam in a match against Seth Rollins. Great match that was. They announced he's going to be out 6 months. He dislocated his shoulder in the match last night when he was thrown into the barricade. Was able to pop it right back in. But then the injury reported he had is a labrum tear. And that will have to get surgery for it, and he'll be out 6 months. He should come back around WrestleMania, right before WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, maybe. Long shot, maybe the Royal Rumble though, but definitely out the rest of the year, which really sucks. So yeah, he comes out, gives a little speech, thanks the fans. Steph and Mick are in the ring. Mick takes the title from him, gives him a hug, and then he goes out, walks down the ramp, and as he's walking down the ramp, Seth Rollins comes out. He comes to the ring, says he deserves the title, he should get it, whatnot, and all that. So then after that, Sami Zayn comes down to the ring. Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, Enzo and Cass are all in the ring arguing, saying they all deserve the title. So they come up with the idea that they're going to have a series of matches throughout the nights. The night will be 4 matches, and then the winners of them 4 matches will face off next week in a Fatal 4-Way match to determine the new Universal Champion. So the first match they had right after this segment was Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. It was a pretty good match. It was a long match. A lot of good spots. Sami seemed like he hurt his leg or ankle. I don't know if it was really or he was just selling it or whatever. But yeah, Seth Rollins won the match. Not a real surprise that he won. Wouldn't be a surprise if he won the entire tournament or the match next week. But yeah, the next match was another one of the matches. It was Kevin Owens versus Neville. Pretty good match again. Jericho came out. He got up when Neville was trying to hit the red arrow. Distracted him. Neville took him out, but then when he went back in the ring, KO was there. And he finished him off. And yeah, Kevin Owens won. Not a surprise. I expected him to win too. Then after that, the New Day come out, talking about how it's been a year, they've had the tag titles, celebrating, even though they lost last night, but they did retain because it was DQ. So then Gallows and Anderson come out and, or get into a back and forth argument, saying, you guys lost last night and all that. So then that sets up a match. Big E goes up against Carl Anderson. Big E wins that match. Nothing much to it. So then the next segment we have is a pretty pointless segment. It was Titus O'Neil. He comes out calling out Darren Young and Bob Backlund. Crowd clearly had no interest in the segment. They're chanting "We Want Slater," and I think I even heard CM Punk chants in there. So yeah, it was pretty boring. It was boring them out. So yeah, anyway, then eventually Bob Backlund came out. He came down to the ring. He got into it with Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil ended up laying him out, and then Darren Young came out to try to help. Titus O'Neil lays him out too, and he's standing tall at the end of that segment. We got next match was another one of the qualifying matches for the Fatal 4-Way next week. It was Rusev versus Big Cass. Now Big Cass wins the match by countout. Rusev just walks away, selling the ribs injury he suffered from Roman Reigns last night at SummerSlam when he got speared twice. So yeah, he just walks out. Big Cass gets the win, so he'll be in the match with KO and Seth Rollins next week. After that, Charlotte comes out. She's with Dana Brooke, and she says Sasha should never come back. Where is she? So then, as she's leaving the ring after that segment, Mick Foley comes out, and he says they signed the biggest free agent, the hottest free agent going right now in the WWE, and everybody, kind of obvious who it was going to be. Ended up being Bayley. So Bayley makes her official main roster debut. She did make that one back at Battleground like last month, but this time she's up like permanently now, part of the main roster, part of Raw. So she ended up they ended up setting up a match between her and Dana Brooke. Obviously Bayley won the match. After that, another squash match for Braun Strowman. We've had about like 5 or 6 of these now. I mean, I liked him. They get him over as a character, make him look like he's a beast. Yeah, he did the match twice. Like, got the referee to pin him twice. I don't know. It was interesting to see when he actually gets into a feud with someone. So then there was the Dudley Boys retirement segment, speech or whatever. They came out, thanked the fans, you know, talked about their memories and whatnot and all that. So then the Shining Stars interrupt them. They come out, talking about Puerto Rico and all that. So then they get into it. Dudley Boys start beating them up, getting ready to put them through the tables. And then as they're about to do that, interestingly, Anderson and Gallows come out and attack them. I don't know what that was about. It makes me think if the Dudleys are even done. I mean, are we going to see them again next week maybe? I mean, that wasn't the best way to, end their career right there, just getting beaten up there by Anderson and Gallows. But yeah, that's how that went. They put them through the table. Magic Killer to, I think it was Devon through the table. So then the main event was the last match for the Fatal 4-Way match next week to determine the new Universal Champion. And this one was Roman Reigns versus Chris Jericho. Another good match. Roman ended up picking up the win here. KO, he was out there trying to help. There were multiple times I thought it was over, it wasn't over, whatever. But, it ended up going Roman Reigns' way, and he's standing tall at the end of the show. So yeah, it's going to be Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Big Cass, Roman Reigns, Fatal 4-Way. Next week, winner wins the Universal title. I gotta say Seth Rollins is going to win. I would be surprised if anyone else won. I see them keeping Roman Reigns feuding with Rusev. I don't think it would make any sense for Big Cass to win. He's still with Enzo. And Kevin Owens, it could happen, but still think Seth Rollins is clearly going to win the match. Should be a good match, though. So yeah, that's basically it. That's all that really happened on Raw. It wasn't an eventful Raw. A ton of things didn't happen. A few things. There were some solid parts. We got to see Bayley make her debut finally, permanently now. And sad to see Finn Balor leave and have to relinquish the title. But yeah, that was it. Solid episode. Wish it could have been a little better, but that's it. So let me let me know what you thought of Raw in the comments. And like this video. Follow me on Twitter at Jeff Tuffner. Subscribe to me on YouTube, HeelJeff23. And I'll see you tomorrow for SmackDown review. Thanks for watching.